Good morning. I'm going to show you how to use an Aeropress to make a cup of coffee. So you start with these filters. These are small little paper filters. Put one in there, and then you're going to screw it onto the bottom of this. Notice how it turns and it locks right in. Now this is the chamber that you will put the coffee in, put the water in, and then press the water through that filter, through the coffee. Step one. Next we want to grind the beans. I've been grinding this Stumptown coffee brand for a while now. There's the house blend. This is the one I usually use, which is called Hair Bender. And I just got this bag called Inierto Bourbon, which I don't know anything about. So we're going to try that out. Now I use this type of grinder. This is just a spinning wheel grinder. I'm not really sure what it's called. It's made by Krups. A lot of people recommend the burr grinder. They say it grinds more evenly. But I feel like if you grind this long enough on this one, it'll grind it pretty well. I figured out that if I use 2 scoops of beans in here, it gets me just enough coffee for the way I like the coffee. Everybody has a different flavor of coffee they like. Or I just usually pour the beans right in here. And once they get up to the top of that silver part, I figure I have enough. Yeah, that's pretty good. And then put the lid on that and grind. I also do this, which is to literally shake the whole grinder. I like the beans ground really fine. And then flip this over. And voila. Sometimes there's some beans that are kind of stuck down in there. I also try to clean this thing every day or two. I think if you leave the old beans in there, it gets kind of gross and it contaminates the future beans. So now you have your ground coffee beans. You have your ground coffee beans. What you want to do is you get this funnel, comes with the Aeropress, put that in there. I usually like to have some water that is not boiling, and then I take my coffee cup and I run hot water into it. Once the coffee mug is nice and warm, that means it's one less thing the coffee has to warm up. So the coffee mug is warm. Put the Aeropress on top of the coffee mug. Some mugs do not fit very well, and when they don't fit very well, you can actually put the funnel in it and then put the Aeropress like that. But most of the time the coffee mug I use fits just fine. Put your funnel up on top. Take your coffee beans. Up and down. Make sure they're all in. Take your funnel out. You don't need that anymore. And then just kind of tamp it down. All right, now we're ready to make coffee, finally. But what I do that's a little bit different is I take some water and I just put a little bit down in there. This isn't hot water, this is just cold water. I kind of get all the coffee grinds wet. Then I bring my coffee kettle over and I fill it all the way up. I'm not sure why adding water, cold water to start makes a difference, but it seems to make the coffee less kind of bitter. And I heard about it on some podcast and I was like, oh, I'll try that. Then you take this stick thing, put it down in there, kind of stir it all up. Now at this point, the coffee can already start going through the filter. In fact, you'll probably notice if I just sit here long enough, it will start lowering itself. This is also a good time to add like some cinnamon sugar if you want something like that in there. I don't always do that, but sometimes. Now you finally grab your plunger and slowly press it down through. This doesn't make a ton of coffee. It really only makes like 1 cup or even just like 2/3 of a cup. But if it's just one person, it's a great way to make coffee. Press that down through until you hear the air. You just hear the air coming through now. And then pull off the filter. you're gonna wash this right away before I even drink the coffee. Throw away the trash, so when you pop that through, all of the coffee grounds will come out, and then start rinsing it out. Rinse this, rinse this, rinse this. Set all these over here on a towel to dry for tomorrow. Now for me, I always use half and half. I think it makes it really good. Put enough in there. But one thing I forgot to mention, before you drink coffee every morning, you should always drink a glass of water. It's good for you. And I like to have water with lemon in it. All right, water's done, time to drink coffee.